Father understanding, understood the worst. His God was so demanding, he was burdened with a curse. The collar that he wore out was frayed from overwork. He prayed someday he'd find a way to leave it after church. Little sister Mary, she was born to be alone, orphaned at the cemetery, lonely to the bone. She wandered down that lonesome road, only a lonely roam. Another homesick angel looking for a home. Completely different people with everything in common. Him up in the steeple and her down at the bottom. God in heaven waved his hand and somehow something happened. A mismatch made in hell was a marriage made in heaven. Father understanding fought hard against the guilt. He sowed his seeds underneath Sister Mary's quilt. Desperately he tried to be spirit in the flesh, though in vain he remained guilty and repressed. Completely different people with everything in common. Him up in the steeple and her down at the bottom. God in heaven waved his hand and somehow something happened. A mismatch made in hell was a marriage made in heaven. Well, all the other sinners seized the opportunity to point accusing fingers at such infidelity. They banned that man and homeless orphan from society.